Hello students, good morning and welcome to another video lecture of physics. I think this is our fourth video lecture on work, energy and power. In last video lecture, we have solved some example, we have discussed what is kinetic energy and we have solved some example based on it. Now in this video lecture, as we have discussed, we are going to discuss about work energy theorem. What is work energy theorem? Remember, this is the most important topic, right? So the topic which we are going to discuss today is work energy theorem. Then we are going to solve few examples from our textbook and finally we'll discuss the work done by the variable forces, right? So what is work energy theorem? So let us start with definition of work. If you remember, we have defined work. What is work? The scalar product of force and displacement is known as work. So you can say that according to the definition of work, W will be equal to F dot D. Right? W will be equal to F dot D. Let this be question number 1. But from Newton's second law, of motion, you can say that F equal to ma. Right? So therefore, from equation 1, we can say that work done will be equal to, instead of F, I will write ma dot D. Work equal to MAD, right? Work equal to ma dot D. Let this be equation number 2. We want value of AD. So for that, what we are going to do is, from third equation of motion, what is third equation of motion? V square minus V naught square is equal to 2AD. So this implies that 2A dot D, right? So this implies that vector A dot vector D will be equal to half of V square minus V naught square. Let this be equation number 3. So vector A dot vector D we got as half of V square minus V naught square. Substituting value of vector A dot vector D from equation 3 in equation 2. So therefore W will be equal to M. A dot D is half of V square minus V naught square. Multiply half and M inside. So this is half mv square minus half mv naught square. What is half mv square? Look, we have already defined what is kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is the ability to do work by a body due to its speed or velocity is known as kinetic energy. So here half mv square is kinetic energy. Half mv naught square is kinetic energy. But here v naught is initial speed. Right? So this is initial kinetic energy and this is final kinetic energy. Remember, in equation v square minus v naught square equal to 2AD is, in that equation v square is the final speed and v naught square is the initial speed of the body, right? So this is the final kinetic energy and this is the initial kinetic energy. So this will be equal to K minus K naught, where K is equal to half mv square is the final kinetic energy of the body or of the particle, and K naught, which is equal to half mv naught square, is the initial kinetic energy of the body, of the particle, you can call. Right, so W is equal to delta K, therefore W is equal to K minus K naught, which is written as delta K, change in kinetic energy. Delta K is nothing but change in kinetic energy. So therefore, you can say that the work done is equal to change in kinetic energy. So the exact statement is the work done by the net force is equal to work done by the net force on a body is equal to the change in kinetic energy of that body. Remember here, work done by the net force is equal to change in kinetic energy. It is not like that work done by the applied force, right? If work done by the applied force and net force both are different, because you are applying suppose 10 Newton of force on a body, but due to friction, the net force will always be less than 10 Newton, right? So here, work done by the net force is equal to change in kinetic energy of the body, or work done in the absence of dissipative force. What do you mean by dissipative force? Dissipative force means the resistive force, right, which will decrease the applied force. In the absence of such forces, work done will be equal to change in kinetic energy. Clear? So pause this video and copy this. Now the next example which we are going to solve is from exercise, that is exercise 6.2. Exercise 6.2. A body of mass 2 kg initially at rest. Mass of body is given as 2 kg, which is initially at rest, so its initial velocity is 0. Moves under the action of an applied horizontal force of 7 Newton. F is equal to 7 Newton. On a table with coefficient of kinetic friction as 0.1. Mu is given as 0.1. Compute the A, work done by the applied force in 10 seconds. So look, for work done we should know what is displacement. So let us first find displacement in 10 seconds. But for that we will require acceleration also. So suppose if this is the rough surface on which a block is kept or a block is moving. Right, on this the block is moving. This is the applied force. Right, so obviously the frictional force will act in opposite direction, as well as the pseudo force MA will also act in opposite direction of its motion. In downward direction, its weight mg will act, and in upward direction, the normal force. Right, this we already discussed in chapter 5. If a block is kept on a surface, then its weight mg will act in downward direction. The normal reaction force will act in upward direction. If body is moving in this direction, so applied force is in this direction, but pseudo force will be in opposite direction. As well as the frictional force acting on the body will also be in opposite direction. So here definitely we can say that from figure N will be equal to mg. Here from figure N equal to mg. So therefore N will be equal to, M is 2 into 9.8. So this will be equal to 19.6 Newton. Right, so the normal force acting on this object will be 19.6 Newton. Also, as we know that frictional force is mu n, right? So mu is 0.1 into 19.6 will give you 1.96 Newton. So the frictional force acting on that object will be 1.96 Newton. Clear? Okay. Next thing, from figure we can say that from figure F will be equal to frictional force minus pseudo force, or you can say that MA will be equal to MA plus frictional force will be equal to F. MA plus frictional force will be equal to F. So this implies that MA will be equal to F minus frictional force, and this MA is nothing but the net force, right? So this is equal to, what is F? F is given as 7 Newton minus frictional force is 1.96. So you can say that 5.0 force m is 2, right? So 2a. So a will be equal to 7 minus 9, 1.96 is 5.04, right? But let us use calculator. 7 minus 1.96 will give you 5.04. Divide by 2. So 2.52, 2.52. Divide by 2 will give you 2.52 meter per second square. This will be the acceleration of the body, right? Now we want to find work done in 10 seconds. So if we want to find work done in 10 seconds, which simply means that you should know displacement of a body in 10 seconds. So you can find displacement by using Newton's second equation of motion, not Newton's second law, but by using second equation of motion. So from second equation of motion, D will be equal to V naught T plus half AT square. D is V naught T plus half AT square. So here this is equal to 0. Why 0? Because V naught is 0. Plus half into A is 2.52 into 10 square. So 2.52 divided by 2, 2.52 divided by 2 will give 1.26. 1.26 into 10 square is 100, so that is 126 meter. Right, so displacement of a body in 10 seconds, actually you should write, so you write here, the displacement of the body in 10 seconds will be, the displacement of the body in 10 seconds will be D is equal to V naught T plus half AT square, right, where T is 10 seconds. Here we should write somewhere over here, let us write T is equal to 10 seconds. Now the first quantity which we need to find is A, work done by the applied force in 10 seconds. WA is equal to question mark, that is work done by applied force. We need to find work done by the applied force on the body. So WA, work done by the applied force, is F applied minus F applied dot D. So this force which we have applied on a body is known as applied force, right? And you can see that the displacement of a body is in this direction. This is the displacement of the body. So clearly force and displacement both are in same direction. Applied force and displacement both are in same direction. So here F and D are in same direction, and hence you can say that theta is equal to 0 degree. This is F dot D, so F D cos theta. I am not writing A because we have not written A over here. So therefore work done by the applied force will be equal to F applied is 7 into displacement is 126 into cos 0 is 1. So 7 into 126. 7 into 126 will give you 882. This will be 882 into 1. So that is equal to 882 joule. This is the work done by the applied force. The work done by the applied force is 882 joule. Clear? Second thing, work done by the frictional force in 10 seconds. The next quantity which we need to find is the work done by the frictional force in 10 seconds. Look, if instead of 10 seconds, if it is given that work done by frictional force by 20 seconds, then again you have to find displacement for 20 seconds. Like what we have done over here. For 10 seconds we have calculated displacement. So now you have to find displacement for 20 seconds. If it is for 20 seconds. But in this case it is given that you have to find the work done by the frictional force in 10 seconds. So B, work done by the frictional force by frictional force in 10 seconds. So again, work done by the frictional force, according to the definition of force, you should write, actually according to the definition of force, work done will be equal to F dot D, right? So that is equal to FD cos theta. We know that frictional force and displacement are in opposite direction. Clearly you can see that the force displacement of a body is in this direction, right? And the frictional force acting on a body is in this direction. So obviously both are in opposite direction. So therefore you can see that here theta will be equal to 180 degree. So WF work done by the frictional force will be FD into cos 180 degree. Now what is frictional force? We have calculated frictional force as 1.96. Displacement is 12.6 into cos 180 is minus 1. 126 not 12.6. 1.96 into 126 and cos 180 is minus 1. So 126 into 1.96 will give you 246.96. 246.96 joule with a negative sign, or you can say that minus 247 joule. This is the work done by the frictional force on the body. Clear? Third one, work done by the net force on the body in 10 seconds. See, work done by the net force. Now remember, what is the net force? Look, if this is the body, and on this body if you are applying a force of 7 Newton in this direction, and the frictional force of 2 Newton is 1.96 Newton is acting in this direction, 7 Newton in this direction and 1.96 in this direction. So the body will get displaced in this direction by net force. So here the net force will be 7 minus 1.96. 7 minus 2 is 5. So you can say that this is nothing but 5.04 Newton. So the net force acting on a body is 5.04 Newton. Right? The net force acting on a body is 5.04 Newton. So work done by the net force will be equal to F net dot D, or you can write that F net D cos theta. Clearly you can see that here net force and displacement are in same direction. Clearly you can see that the net force acting on a body and the displacement of the body are in same direction. So therefore W net will be equal to, what is the net force? 5.04 into displacement of a body is 126 into, since both are in same direction, actually we should write here that is theta is equal to 0 degree. So into cos 0. So this is 5.04 into 126 into cos 0 is 1. So 126 into 5.04. 5.04 into 126 will give you 635.04. So you can write therefore work done by the net force will be equal to 635 joule. This will be the work done by the net force on the body. Clear? D. Change in kinetic energy of the body in 10 seconds. The next quantity which we need to find is the change in kinetic energy of the body in 10 seconds. Now this change in kinetic energy of a body can be solved in two different ways. Both these cases we are going to discuss, but as we know that according to work energy theorem, the change in kinetic energy is equal to the work done by the net force, right? According to work energy theorem, which we have discussed in the beginning of this video lecture, right, that the work done is equal to change in kinetic energy, but this work done is by the net force. The work done by the net force on a body is equal to change in kinetic energy. So here work done by the net force on a body is 635 joule. So the change in kinetic energy will also be 635 joule. Clear? So for that, do one thing, pause this video and copy this. Now the fourth case which we want to discuss is the change in kinetic energy of the body in 10 seconds, right? Change in kinetic energy of the body in 10 seconds. But in part 3, we have calculated work done by the net force equal to 635 joule. Let us keep this in mind. Now, what is kinetic energy? We know that change in kinetic energy is initial kinetic energy minus final kinetic energy minus initial kinetic energy, right? It is actually final kinetic energy minus initial kinetic energy. Change in kinetic energy of a body is final kinetic energy minus initial kinetic energy. Here, K naught, initial kinetic energy is 0 only because its initial velocity is 0. You can write like this. This is K naught is half m V naught square, and that is equal to 0 because V naught is 0. And the final kinetic energy is half m V square, which means that we need to find V square. So from third equation of motion, what is the third equation of motion? V square minus V naught square is 2AD. So therefore V square, this is 0 only, will be equal to 2 into A is 2.52 into D is 126. So this will be equal to 2 into 2.52, 2 into 2.52 into 126. So that will give you 635. This is equal to 635. Right? You cannot write meter per second here because this is meter square per second square. V square is there, right? So meter square per second square. Now, final kinetic energy is half mv square. So that is equal to half into m is given as 2 into v square is 635. So 2 will get cancelled out. So this is equal to 635 joule. 635 joule. Now, delta K is equal to K minus K naught, that is 635 minus 0 is 635 joule. So the change in kinetic energy is 635 joule. This is one way of solving this, right? But the another way is, or you can write from work energy theorem, the work done by the net force, is equal to the change in kinetic energy. The work done by the net force is equal to the change in kinetic energy of the body. The work done by the net force is equal to change in kinetic energy of the body. So delta K will be nothing but W net, work done by the net force. And your work done by the net force is 635 joule. So this is equal to 635 joule. Directly you can write this, right? But in order to prove that work energy theorem is correct, that's why we have solved by this method also. You can do either way in your exam, right? Suppose if you want to solve like this, you can use directly work done equal to change in kinetic energy by the net force. Work done by the net force is equal to change in kinetic energy. Or if you want to prove, you can prove like this, right? So do one thing, pause this video and copy this. Now we are going to discuss work done by the variable force. Suppose in most of the cases we will come across the force which is not constant, right? Generally what we have discussed is the force acting on a body is constant. But in most of the cases in our day-to-day life, the force keeps on changing. It is not uniform. So for variable force, what will be the work done, or what is the formula for work done in case of variable force? That we are going to discuss next. So do one thing, pause this video and first copy this. Now the next topic which we are going to discuss is basically related to work done by variable force. Look, generally a constant force is very rare, right? Hardly we come across constant force. In our normal routine, we always come across a force which keeps on changing. That is, we come across variable force. So what will be the work done in case of variable force? Suppose work done by variable force. Suppose, as shown in figure, let us consider a graph of force F versus distance x. This is a graph of force x versus distance x. Force F versus distance x. Right, here force is changing, right? Force is variable force. So let us say we'll select a variable force like this. Randomly you can select, such that this position is our initial position xi, and here we have our final position which is xf, and we want to find work done by variable force between these two positions. Clearly you can see that this work done is this force is variable. Look, the value of force at each and every position will be different, right? So for that, if we divide this displacement x into a very small time, so in a very small part, that is delta x, if we divide this into a very small area, you can say delta x, okay, so if we divide this into very small length, let us say this length is delta x, then for this delta x you will find that the force is nearly constant. For this particular element, let us say delta x, you will find that the force is nearly constant, right? So for this length, let us say this length is delta x, this length is delta x, and for that force is nearly constant. In that case, work done delta w, why we are using delta? Delta is for very small, right? So delta w will be equal to f, which is along x axis, you can write fx, or you can simply write f. Why x? Because this force is only along x axis. Let us say the force is acting along x axis, into delta x. Delta w equal to f into delta x, right? If you see properly, for this portion, what will be area of this portion? Delta a. Can I say that this is height and this is length? So height is f and length is delta x. So this is f of x into delta x. This will be the area. So you can see that this delta is nothing but delta w, right? In the same way, if we consider that if we keep on dividing this into smaller and smaller part, right? Yeah, so this is small, delta is for small one such area, right? So if you consider a complete area for the entire part from x1 to x2, then the total work done will be equal to summation of all these small work done. Let us say this is delta w, right? So if you keep on adding all these things, you will get the total work done. So that is equal to summation of f of x delta x. Look, it is not necessary you should write f of x here. Just f of x represents that the force is along x axis only, right? One dimensional force. So here, if w will be equal to, if we take limit delta x tends to 0, means for very small displacement delta x, this sigma f of x delta x, initial position is, you can write from xi to xf. If you want to write from xi to xf, initial position is xi, sorry, and final position is xf, right? So if you take delta x as very small, then summation will be converted into integration. So this will be integration of f of x dx, from integration of f of x dx from xi to xf, right? So look, if you take something tends to 0, then summation will be converted into integration and division will be converted into differentiation. You have to consider such case that if delta t tends to 0, then dx by dt will be equal to, sorry, delta x by delta t will be equal to dx by dt. We have come across this thing. Look, let us say what is speed delta x by delta t. If limit delta t tends to 0, delta x by delta t can be written as dx by dt. You have come across this thing, right? So in the same way, if there is a division, it will convert it into differentiation, and if there is addition or summation, it will be converted into integration, right? So this is the formula for work done. And for the same graph, the entire area of the graph, the total area, which I am not going to draw again, but if you consider this entire area, then the area of graph of f versus x gives work. An important MCQ, right? The area of graph of f versus x gives which physical quantity? It will give you work. Okay. Let us consider an example based on this concept. Suppose if it is given like the force acting on an object or on a particle, on an object, let us write, is vector F is equal to 3x square minus 2x plus 5 I cap Newton, and the body is Newton, let us write, then find the work done in displacing the body. Find the work done in displacing the body from x equal to 0 to x equal to 5 meter along x-axis, right? Along x-axis. So this is how example can be asked based on this concept. So what is formula for work? W is equal to integration f of x dx. If it is along y-axis, then we will write f of y dy. If it is along z-axis, we will write f of z dz. From x1 to x2. So this is equal to integration x1 is 0 and x2 is 5 from 0 to 5. So 0 to 5. What is f? 3x square minus 2x plus 5 dx. Both are along x-axis. This is along x-axis, this is along x-axis. So I dot I will be 1. That's why we are not writing. So this is equal to, what is integration of x square? X raised to 3 by 3. Look, integration of x raised to n dx is x raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1. X raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1. So here we have x raised to 2. So 2 plus 1 is 3, divide by 3. Minus 2, x is x raised to 2, divide by 2. Plus only 5 is there, so there will be x from 0 to 5. So here 3 will get cancelled out and here 2 will get cancelled out. So this will be equal to x cube minus x square plus 5x from 0 to 5. Upper limit minus lower limit means first we will put 5 instead of x and then we will put 0 instead of x. So this will be equal to 5 cube minus 5 square plus 5 into 5 minus 0 cube minus 0 square plus 5 into 0. Let us put this in another bracket, right? Of course, this term will be 0 only, right? So 5 cube is 5 5s are 25, 5s are 125, minus 5 square is 25, plus 5 into 5 is 25. So this will get cancelled out. So answer will be 125 joule. So MCQs can be asked based on this concept like this, right? If work done, find the work done for the force acting on a body given by this along x-axis, along y-axis, whatever it may be. Clear? So this is it for this video lecture. In next video lecture, we will definitely solve few more examples based on this concept, and then we are going to discuss work energy theorem under the influence of variable force. Okay, thank you.